hostage negotiations. Every day we're in a daily war of our thought space. In this thought space is where we come up with our ideas how we live. How often have you warred whether or not to do something or not do something? Work out or not work out? Eat healthy or just pig out? Wake up early or sleep in? Indulge yourself or nourish? We need to control our thoughts early and grow beneficial thoughts. People look for a confirmation of their reality. We need to build faith in those beneficial thoughts. Faith and fear are in constant battle. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and endurance about what we do not see, as it's been told. We need to tip the balance in faith. If we have 80% faith, we still have 20% fear. But if that is a potent fear, that may be enough to debilitate your life. That fear will hold you hostage. As a Man Thinketh by James Allen in 1903 describes thoughts become your words, words become actions, actions become habits, habits become character, character becomes destiny. What are the thoughts that are holding you hostage? We live in the age of emotionally charged words, procrastination, indecisive, incompetence, manipulative. These are the thoughts that are the type of words that are holding you hostage. What we need to do now is change how we negotiate those words into our internal thoughts. So how do you change? First, start with the end in mind and work backwards. Set yourself up with small wins along the way. Work on those small micro commitments. Do things in small chunks. Because what happens is most people try to do things too much, too quick. It's not going to have the staying power. You need to give them time to flex those muscles and get used to the idea. Let yourself grow into that body. And then grow a little bit more, grow again. Find out where you're going and find 8 to 10 ways to get moving in that direction. Most people want the fast 1% conclusion, but we need to peak emotional experience. We all have our go-tos of what we like to do. We need to expand our go-tos and make sure that these go-tos are really what we want. Find the triggers, the things that get you what you want, and away from the things that blocks you from the things what you don't want. You want to head towards those things. Get what you want. I had a student that I worked with for about 8 years. Now this student was super quiet. No one could hear this person. So what happened is I made up a rule that you could only talk to this person at the same volume they talk to you. And what it did, it really brought awareness how quiet this person was. And so this person, if you think about it, didn't want to be loud and boisterous, so they really went the opposite direction. The person said they wanted to be a scientist, so they didn't need to talk. And I talked with them, I was like, well, what are you going to do when you're presenting about finding a new study? Or when you're talking to your colleagues to spread your idea, you have to communicate. Over time, this person got louder. Now, I'm not going to say he's bellowing, but at least you could understand the person. That person had an incredible wit, which people soon found out. It took negotiating this thought of not being loud, but rather being quiet so your words ring out when you speak. It took small changes that took effect, but has a lasting life skill. So now what happens if you don't negotiate these limiting thoughts? I have a friend who owned a fairly successful business, but they knew they weren't getting where they needed to. They needed to grow. So the senior team went to SCORE, which is the service corps of retired executives. So what SCORE is a mentoring program that provides free and confidential business mentoring services. It's a nonprofit that works with clients and addressing issues such as learning best practice relating to their business. That could be starting and growing a business, things like writing business plans, developing products, conceiving marketing strategies, hiring staff. It's a resource that the US SBA, the Small Business Association, has kind of worked together. And usually you'll find them in a larger chamber of commerce. Well, the senior team met with a person who owned a successful marketing business. They had their own radio show. They had already helped numerous clients around the area. But one of the members of the senior team just wouldn't listen. That person was combative. I already knew everything in the information. They really disregarded any help that this person would give. The business wanted to grow, but they really had no intention of changing anything. So what was the reason for going to SCORE? And at the end, all the SCORE representative could offer is this: you should get on the same page as everyone. Okay? Don't insulate yourself that you're just in an echo chamber. So it just says the same thing that you think all around you. It's not going to help you if you want to change. If you want to grow, you have to allow others in the know to help you. If you don't, you're holding yourself hostage with your own habits. You are where you are based on your habits that you've done over the last couple of years. With these charged words that you're holding you hostage, have them change their impression. Change your impressions of these words. Words can be used for the positive. As an example, I always procrastinate. Okay, well, what if you're working out, or should you binge watch another season of The Simpsons? Change it to, I procrastinate at stopping my workout. Should I eat healthy or have a cheat meal for the next 2 weeks? Okay, I procrastinate at overeating. Should I wake up early or sleep in? I procrastinate at slothfulness. Should I savor my meal or consume all my food in 3 minutes? I procrastinate on consuming my food. Take these previously charged words and then take a peek emotional experience, and find times that you were successful and add those to your repetitions. Earlier I talked about find 8 to 10 ways to help you change your thoughts and move them towards positive actions. So think about this. In the procrastination example right now, I've given you 4. Add more that are relevant to your situation. Change them, mix and match, do things like that. You control the narrative. You are free from those thoughts. You are no longer held hostage by these words. Isolate those trigger words and make them work as a positive. Change your thoughts about your personal hostage words. Instead of fearful words, use them as faith words and put good thoughts in your life. Thoughts become your words, which become your actions, which become your habits, which become your character, which is then your destiny. Coach Kevin, Kaizen Academy. And it's coming right up here, and I'm gonna let it go. Yes, and it's over there. Okay, and